What's going on? This is Magic Mitch, and in this food adventure, I'm taking on which is essentially a giant Big Mac burger challenge in the Netherlands, which we'll talk more about here in just a second. But as far as this trip goes, this is day 41, challenge number 26 of this tour across the UK and Europe, and for this battle, I'm at Eetcafe Walkabout in Breda in the Netherlands, taking on their challenge known as Eetcafe Walkabout's Challenge Burger 2.0. AKA the super stacked giant Big Mac burger challenge, and you can already see it, but if you're not convinced yet, just hear me out. So this thing has 6 monstrous burger patties, each stacked between 7 bun slices. Then you've got a bunch of toppings like lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, tomatoes, and you've got a couple sauces in there too, one of them being a mystery sauce, and also the buns have sesame seeds on them. So in my opinion, I do think that describes a giant Big Mac burger challenge quite nicely. But after hearing all that, let me know in the comments down below if I renamed this challenge appropriately or if I'm just crazy. And if it's the latter, I'll be more than happy to reply, letting you know that you're in fact the crazy one and you're absolutely wrong, because this is 1000% a super stacked mega Big Mac burger challenge. But anyways, if you're able to take this thing down within the 45-minute time limit, you get the €35 meal for free and your picture up on their wall of fame. As far as strategy goes on this one, it was pretty straightforward. Just take this thing down from top to bottom, layer by layer, by grabbing a piece of bread and a burger patty and just doing my thing. Also in this case, I do want to mention that I was trying to keep the toppings sandwiched in between each piece of bread and burger patty that I had. But it did seem like my efforts on that front were a bit of a lost cause, because with every bite, it just seemed like the toppings from the burger would just rain down on my plate. So I just continued on doing my best and worry about any cleanup afterwards. Now in the previous video, I mentioned a little bit about how I was doing on this tour, and I wanted to follow up with a part 2. And as far as I'm holding up, I'd say overall, things are feeling pretty good, all things considered. I basically battled as many food monstrosities on this tour as I had in the East Coast and Canada tour, which was the longest tour I've ever been on. I've still got plenty of magic left in the tank, which I'm definitely going to need if I'm going to pace myself out for the remainder of this tour. And now, something I always get asked about, especially on these longer tours, is what's the damage so far? How much weight have you gained? And I'm actually quite surprised by this. So at this particular part of the trip, I weighed in at 237 pounds, and I started this trip at 227.5 pounds, which is not that bad at all. Even though with all the off days and all the backpacking, I was expecting it to be a little higher, especially considering the fact I've just been a little fatty, hammering down all kinds of candy off camera. But moving on, as far as my thoughts go in this challenge, I'm giving it a thumbs up when it comes to the setup. And the main thing is because there's no possible way I can give a supersized Big Mac challenge a thumbs down. That would just be crazy. But regardless, it is a cool looking challenge and it's a unique one at that. And it doesn't have fries, which is definitely a nice change up from time to time, especially since it puts more focus on the burger and all its glory. And with that being said, if you're having a glorious time watching me deliberately dissect this super fat, ultra stacked, mega uber layered Big Mac Daddy Burger Challenge, okay Mitchie, you're getting a little ridiculous here with the names. Time to reel it back in. But anyways, if you're having a good time watching this video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you took a few seconds to leave a little magic of your own by liking the video and leaving a comment down below so we can keep the conversation going. And now moving on to the taste, which probably isn't coming as a shocker when I say I'm giving this one a thumbs up as well. When I think about this challenge, the first thing that comes to mind is it looks like a giant Big Mac. And granted, it has been a while since I've had an actual Big Mac, so I am kind of going on a limb here, but I would say it's a much better tasting version of it, at least from what I remember. Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense, because everything with this giant burger just tasted better. Seeing it was cooked to order, and the patties and the toppings are more fresh. Also, I do appreciate the fact that this burger challenge doesn't skimp out on the vegetables, as there's basically like a nice small salad of sorts left over as I was attacking each layer to this thing. And actually, you know what? You know what I would have loved to try on this burger? Some peanut sauce. Oh man, I still got it on my mind from that previous challenge. Man, that was so good. Now while I bust out my post-challenge victory push-ups, if you enjoyed this food adventure, why not watch another one by clicking the video on the screen or in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next food adventure.